Hello and welcome to Spanish Backpack 101. This is going to be a quick intro to a Spanish backpack and to show you how quickly and easily you can get started with using some of these resources with your students. So I'm going to jump right into this. We're going to try to create a class. We're going to try to add students to that class. We're going to post a quick message to the news feed, create a homework assignment, vocabulary list, share that with the students. Share a couple of quick posts, maybe a YouTube video, a document or an image, and show you how that all feeds into the overall system. So let's get right into it. So I'm going to go ahead and log in as a teacher here in the teacher login section, and the newsfeed automatically populates. Now things that are gray, that have that gray background, those are posts that other teachers within the Spanish Backpack community have posted to the teacher feed. And anything with a little bit of a more colorful background is posted to my classes. So these are posts generated by me for my classes or by my students in each one of these classes. So I'm going to go ahead and create a new class here. So go to my classes and I'm going to create a new class, and let's just go, we're going to call this one Span 1A and give it a start date. Let's say it starts in late August, goes through October, and we'll just go ahead and say it meets every day of the week from 10 to 10:30, and create the class. Now we can go ahead and add students to this class, and we'll go ahead and add Steve and Andrea, Heather, Alex, and add those students. Now each one of those students automatically receives an email with their username and password, and with that they'll be able to log into the system, and they'll see that they've been added to my class. So we've already created the class, added students. Now let's go ahead and post a quick message. So we go back to my classes, and Spanish 1A, we see it doesn't have a color there. I forgot to do that. So I'm going to go ahead and assign a color to it so that I can easily distinguish it in the news feed. So I go down here to the news feed color, and I want to try to give it some kind of there we go, kind of like that tone, maybe a little bit more obvious. Very good. Update. And now back to my classes. So I'll see that the news feed for my Spanish 1A class is going to be yellowish. Click on that and it goes straight to that class's news feed, and has no new content there, or no content. So I'm going to just go ahead and say hola clase and post that to the class. So now when my students log in, the first thing they're going to see is something that says hola clase, and they'll be able to comment. So here we go. Now we've created the class, we've added students to the class, we've posted a quick message to the message board. Now let's go ahead and assign homework to them. So I'll go back to my classes, and the H for homework right here, I'll click on that, and I'm going to assign a very quick multiple choice, fill in the blanks, that type of assignment. So we're going to call it presente de regulares, and it's available today, and it is due next Friday. And notify them automatically. That means they're going to get an email address, an email sent to them automatically when the homework is assigned. And show me 15 exercises. The topic is regular verbs in the present tense, and only show me questions with audio. So there we go. And I can choose categories as well. I'm just going to go ahead and leave that for later, and create the assignment. Now here it shows me all the different questions that I asked, and I could have asked for more or less, and I can deselect what I don't want. So let's say I don't want this one, and let's say I don't want this one, and everything else is fine as is. So I'm going to go ahead and assign homework. Now here I can add it to the library, so I don't have to go through this filtering process again, and I can also share it with other teachers within my organization if I wanted to. So go ahead and assign the homework now. Now the system automatically sends an email to each student, and it also notifies me if there's a problem with an email address. So these email addresses here, the system had an issue with. Of course, these are email addresses that don't really exist, which is why it's pointing out the problem here. So I've created that assignment, I've assigned it in the system, and now if I go to my news feed, my overall news feed, I'll see that there are a few new posts there. I've got the presente de verbos regulares homework that was posted. That's the most recent one. And right before that, we had shared that post with the class, hola clase. So there we have those. So this is automatically going to be feeding content to that news feed, and without my having to go in and post things necessarily. So I automatically notify them through the system. So now I'm going to create a vocabulary list. So I'm going to go over to my toolbox for that, and I'm going to click on vocabulary. And I have a number of things here. I'm going to create a new list, and I'm going to call it ropa. and I'm going to create it. And now I've got two options. I can add content from existing material in the library, or I can create it on my own. But I'm going to go ahead and see what's in there. So I'm going to go ahead and look at clothing and buscar. And here we have a long list of items. And instead of selecting one by one, for example, I can go in here and just add all of them and then go in and deselect. It makes it a lot easier. But I'm not going to deselect anything. I'll just go ahead and add everything as is, add selected items, and go back to my classes. Now I want to share that with my Spanish 1A class. I go to vocabulary, and it's going to tell me you have not shared any list with them. So I'm going to go here, add vocabulary list, and we're looking for ropa, share. That's it. Now I've shared that with the class, and if I go back to my newsfeed here, I'll see that there is now a nueva lista de vocabulario, ropa. So when my students go in, they'll be able to see all these posts. They'll be able to click right from the post, and that'll take them right to that vocabulary list. They'll be able to go through it. They'll be able to listen to the audio clips and so on. So we've shared vocabulary now. We want to try to do a quick post. So I want to post something to this particular class. So here I can post a YouTube URL by pasting that in here, for instance, and luckily I have one available, so I don't have to waste your time unnecessarily. And this is a great ser versus estar video, and we're going to post. And okay, there we go, and it confirms what it is that I just pasted in there. Que lo disfruten. And go ahead and post that. So now, again, we've added that content to their newsfeed. So when my students go in, they'll be able to watch the video right from the newsfeed, and they'll be able to comment, and they'll be able to share their ideas, hopefully in Espanol. I can also share images very easily with them. I go in here and upload an image to the system, and we'll go ahead and say Keylor Navas, Costa Rica, and we'll post that, and we'll go ahead and add a comment. Uno de los mejores porteros en el mundo. Post that, and of course I'm a little bit biased, and there we have the post. And now we can very easily share different types of material with students. In addition to YouTube videos and images, we can also share documents, PDFs, Excel spreadsheets with lists, PowerPoint files, and so on, or MP3s as well, and they can play them right from here in addition to all these different types of content. So we've been able to post a video, we shared an image. I'll show you very quickly. For instance, if I go to the news feed now, and let's say that in the news feed, this is the general news feed where teachers post different things, and let's see what we'll come across. Here we have a teacher that posted a PDF document that I think might be interesting for my class. So I can also pull that into my class by clicking on the little plus sign there, and it asks me who do I want to share it with. Do I want to share it with my Spanish 1A, Spanish 1, Spanish 2? I'll just go ahead and click all of them, and stress possessives, that's a good title. I'll keep it that way. In the description, and I'll say great info on possessive pronouns, and share. Now this did a couple things. Not only did it share it with my students by adding it to their news feed individually to each class, but it also added that resource to my library. So if that teacher who had originally posted that deletes it, it's not going to go, it's not going to disappear from my system because I created a copy that I shared with my students. And then down the road, if I ever want to use that again, it'll also be in my library. So there you have it. This is a very quick intro. Hopefully you'll take a chance to take a look at the other resources that are available through Spanish Backpack. You can create homework libraries. You can assign different types of homework with audio answers. You can request audio answers of your students, free writing. You can create your own exercises with multiple choice, fill in the blanks. You can record your own audio clips. In general, there's a wide range of resources here that you can very quickly and easily start using for your Spanish classroom. And of course, if you have any questions, feel free to let us know. You can contact us at support@SpanishBackpack.com.